Alright, welcome in everybody to BMC Collectibles Breaks. On B today we've got one case of 2025 Leaf Electra Multisports to get into. While we get started, feel free to like and subscribe. You can also follow us on Instagram, bmc.collectibles, and save us as a seller on eBay. Now I'm going to get how much easier to get back to us for more breaks, and let you know we go live and it'll be live. Also mention no printed safe, link down in the description. Box number 1. Good luck, everybody. Jake the Snake Roberts, 5 of 10. Hines Ward, 1 of 1. And Giannis Antetokounmpo, Steph Curry, dual auto. Boom. That'll be headed to random.org at the end of the break. Stay tuned for that if you have either of those two guys. Box 2. Ric Flair. 3 of 3. Barry Foster. 3 of 8. And Jamar Chase. 1 of 8. Barry Larkin, 1 of 1. Sean Brady, 3 of 4. And Ronaldo Nazario, 3 of 6. Box 4. Wade Boggs, 3 of 7. Francisco Totti, 3 of 6. And dual auto, Dale Murphy and Fred McGriff, 2 of 4. Halfway point, box number 5. Steve Spurrier, 11 of 12. Sarah Shapansky, 12 of 12. And Katie Seagal, 1 of 1. Box 6. Aaron Andrews, 5 of 6. Fred McGriff, 6 of 6. And Jim Thome, Fred McGriff, Rafael Palmeiro, 1 of 1 triple auto. Deontay Wilder, 8 of 10. Rahib Rocket Ismail, 4 of 5. And dual auto, Miguel Cabrera and Adrian Beltre, 2 of 10. Dominique, 6 of 7. John Calipari, 5 of 7. And Justin Jefferson, 2 of 6. Box 9. Starbury, 5 of 5. Rafael Palmeiro, 5 of 7, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. 1 of 8. And final box of the break, box number 10. Good luck, everybody. Don Mattingly, 1 of 1. Vinny Paz, 8 of 12. And Tim Tebow, 1 of 1. And that will do it, everybody. Thank you all so much for being part of the break, as always. Go ahead and get a hit recap going real quick. Then we'll take care of our 4 randoms. For the heads, Hines Ward, Barry Foster, Barry Larkin, Francisco Totti, Aaron Andrews, Fred McGriff, Deontay Wilder, Dominique, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Don Mattingly. Jake Roberts, Jamar Chase, Sean Brady, Katie Seagal, John Calipari, Justin Jefferson, Rick Flair, Ronaldo Nazario, Wade Boggs, Steve Spurrier, Sarah Shapansky, Raheem Brockett Ismail, Stephon Marbury, Rafael Palmiero, Vinny Paz, and Tim Tebow. And headed to random.org. Miguel Cabrera, Adrian Beltre, Dale Murphy, Fred McGriff, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Steph Curry. And Jim Tomey, Fred McGriff, and Rafael Palmiero. All right. That is it for Multisport. We are on to 2025 Leaf Football Nation Solo Edition here in a few minutes. Going to get that set up and good to go. First, we're going to head to random.org and knock these 4 out. Back to that in just a second. All right, we've got random order pulled up and good to go. Got to roll some dice. Gonna be 3 or high to be found for us. We're gonna go 4 times on each random, starting off with Miguel Cabrera and Adrian Beltre. Final roll. Miguel Cabrera with the win. Congratulations. Dale Murphy and Fred McGriff. That's 3 times. Final roll. Fred McGriff with the win. Congratulations. Giannis Antetokounmpo and Steph Curry. Final roll. Giannis Antetokounmpo taking it home. And finally, Jim Thome, Fred McGriff, and Rafael Palmiero. Final roll. Rafael Palmiero with the win. Congratulations. All right, that is it for Multisport. We'll be back in just a few minutes with 2025 Leaf Football Nation Solo Edition. Alright, welcome in everybody to BMC Collectibles Breaks. I'm B, the dude. Got one case of 2025 Leaf Football Nation Solo Edition that we're going to be getting into. While we get started, feel free to like and subscribe. You can also follow us on Instagram, bmc.collectibles, and save us on as a seller on eBay. That'll make it that much easier to get back to us for more breaks and let you know we go live, maybe live. Alright. Pack number 1. Good luck, everybody. 2 press proofs and 1 autograph per. Just gets his first rodeo. DJ Lagway, Sawyer Robertson, and Michael Hawkins Jr. 5 of 5. Deuce Robinson, Amari Miller, and Gerard Pringle. 3 of 8. Peter Bork, Jaden Greathouse, and Caden Dixon Wyatt. 5 of 6. Hope Solo, Luke Nickel, and Antoine Hill Jr. 1 of 7. Didier Drogba, Diego Pavia, and Jackson Taylor. 3 of 15. Max Clare, Caleb Cunningham, and Daria Mensah. 2 of 7. Jackson Taylor, Max Clare, and Helmet Kasuga. 3 of 3. Keegan Croucher, Cam Coleman, and Will Griffin. 10 of 15. Amari Miller, Mason Oldsclaw, and Frizzell Shepard. 2 of 7. Graham Mertz, Eli Manning, and Kyron Drones. 3 of 3. Xavier Strepo, Marcus Harris, and TJ Moore. 1 of 6. TJ Lateef, Brandon Arrington, and Ryder Lyons. 1 of 6. Byron Brown, Peyton Houston, and Shrek Kahuna. 3 of 8. Urian Dickey, Cade Klubnik, and Wonderful Champ Mons. 1 of 1. Israel Abrams, Robert Lewis, and Celeste Moa. 1 of 7. Jason Wooden, De'Aaron Hill, and Ryan Rakowski. 3 of 5. Andre Iniesta, Diego Pavia, and Neiman Lawrence. 3 of 15. Randy White, Oscar Delp, and Dylan Jones. 1 of 3. KJ Lacey, Kendrick Law, and Oscar Delp. 4 of 6. Jalen Lloyd, Gerard Pringle, and Le'Veon Moss. 5 of 15. Earl Campbell, Taylor Elgersma, and Coy Parrish, 4/7. Kendrick Riscano, Jordan Henderson, and Xavier Restrepo, 2/7. Casey Conception, Kobe McLeod, and Tristan Keys, 2/3. Jaden O'Neal, Lenore Sellers, and Peyton Falzoni, 1/5. Shamira DK, Tyler Cherry, and Eric Singleton Jr., 1/1. Brady Schmiegel, Jaden Baugh, and Jaden O'Neal, 3/8. Oh, give me just a second, guys. Sorry about that. I had a FedEx delivery to sign for. Jackson Arnold, Jack Endries, and Cam Coleman, 7/15. Amar Johnson, Will Griffin, and Amarian Hampton, 1/8. Tristan Keys, TJ Moore, and Lenora Sellers, 5/7. And final pack of the break, pack number 30. Ryan Wingo, Achilles Smith Jr., and Phil Maffa, 3/3. And that will do it, everybody. Thank you all so much for being part of the break, as always. Go ahead and get a hit recap going here in just a second. For the hits, DJ Lagway, Deuce Robinson, Gerard Pringle, Hope Solo, Antoine Hill Jr., Didier Drogba, Diego Pavia, Caleb Cunningham, Darian Mensah, Alamin Gasuga, Cam Coleman, Frizzell Shepard, Graham Mertz, Eli Manning, Brandon Arrington, Byron Brown, Cade Klubnik, Israel Abrams, De'Aaron Hill, Andre Iniesta, Diego Pavia, Dylan Jones, Gerard Pringle, Earl Campbell, Shamira DK, Eric Singleton Jr., Achilles Smith Jr., Amar Johnson, Cam Coleman, and Brady Schmiegel. Michael Hawkins Jr., Amari Miller, Jaden Greathouse, Caden Dixon Wyatt, Luke Nickel, Jackson Taylor, Max Clear, Jackson Taylor, Max Clear, Keegan Croucher, Amari Miller, Mason Holtzclaw, Kyron Jones, Marcus Harris, Peyton Houston, Urian Dickey, Jason Wooden, Neiman Lawrence, Oscar Delp, KJ Lacey, Kendrick Law, Oscar Delp, Jalen Lloyd, Le'Veon Moss, Coy Parrish, Kendrick Riscano, Jordan Henderson, Casey Conception, Kobe McLeod, Jaden O'Neal, Lenore Sellers, Peyton Falzoni, Phil Maffa, Lenore Sellers, Amarian Hampton, Jack Endries, Jackson Arnold, Jaden O'Neal, and Jaden Baugh. Sawyer Robertson, Peter Bork, Will Griffin, Xavier Restrepo, TJ Moore, TJ Lateef, Ryder Lyons, Trek Ekahona, Wonderful Cham Mons, Robert Lewis, Celeste Moa, Ryan Rakowski, Randy White, Taylor L. Gersma, Xavier Restrepo, Tristan Keys, Tyler Cherry, Ryan Wingo, TJ Moore, Tristan Keys, and Will Griffin. Alright, that is it for football. We are on to 2025 Leaf Lumber Baseball here in a few minutes. We're going to get that set up and good to go. I'll be back with you guys shortly. Alright, welcome in everybody to BMC Collectibles Breaks on B. Today we've got a one case of 2025 Leaf Lumber Baseball to get into. While we get started, feel free to like and subscribe. You can also follow us on Instagram, BMC.collectibles, and save us as a seller on eBay. That will make it that much easier to get back to us for more breaks and let you know we go live and if you're live. Also, let you know for the safe link down in the description. Did we already run Football Nation? We did. As soon as we finish this break up, eBay Live will be available as a VOD, so you can watch that back. Whoa. Okay. Haven't seen one of these before. Good God. Okay. Frank White, 29 of 45. Dave Parker, 2 of 3. Dusty Baker, 1 of 5. 500 Home Run Club. Oh, goodness me. Oh, wow. Okay. Manny Ramirez, Mike Schmidt, David Ortiz, Mickey Mantle, Willie McCovey, Frank Thomas, Ted Williams, Ernie Banks, Eddie Matthews, Mel Ott, Miguel Cabrera, Gary Sheffield, Eddie Murray, Barry Bonds, Jim Thome, Hank Aaron, Sammy Sosa, Babe Ruth, Frank Robinson, Albert Pujols, Mark McGwire, Alex Rodriguez, Harmon Killebrew, Willie Mays, Rafael Palmeiro, Ken Griffey Jr., and Reggie Jackson. You can barely get that all on the screen. Well, that's going to be a fun random to type up. Good luck to everybody involved. That's a 1 of 1 also, in case you guys are wondering. Boom. Congratulations to whomever ends up winning that. That is massive. More ways than one. Box number 2. Hard to follow that up. Deion Sanders, 13 of 40. Ricky Henderson, 19 of 45. 1 of 1 bat knob. Jem Rice. Boom. And Dale Murphy, 18 of 25. That's got a weird smudge on there. Pine tar. Bo Jackson, 7 of 7. Wooly Randolph, 10 of 35. Dave Winfield, 1 of 12. And triple patch auto, 3 of 6. Eddie Murray, Reggie Jackson, Carl Yastrzemski. Boom. That will also be headed to random.org at the end of the break, along with plenty of other stuff, so stick around for that if you have any of those guys. We did run Football Nation. You are just a little bit late for that. But when this break ends, you can watch the eBay Live VOD. So in about, give or take 15-ish minutes, you'll be able to scroll back and watch that. Scott Rowland, 2 of 5. Steve Garvey, 12 of 12. 1 of 5. Johnny Bench, Dick Allen, Willie Stargell, and Bobby Mercer. And Reggie Jackson, 4 of 5. A-Rod, 1 of 6. Gary Sheffield, 2 of 2. 35 of 35. Keith Hernandez, Dave Kingman, and Don Baylor. And Johnny Bench, 2 of 2. Mike Piazza, 19 of 30. Dusty Baker, 7 of 15. Fall Class 6. Thurman Munson, Willie Randolph, Chris Chambliss, Steve Garvey, Dusty Baker, and Steve Yeager. And Edgar Martinez, 1 of 15. Box 7. Greg Maddox, 14 of 15. Jeffrey Leonard, 11 of 15. 4 of 4, Mike Schmidt, Jim Tomey, Bake McBride, Pat Burrell, Bobby Abreu, Juan Samuel, Pete Rose, and Dave Hollins. And 5 of 5, Manny Ramirez. Box 8, Bobby Bonilla, 1 of 4. Tony Gwynn, 25 of 25. 2 of 5, Hubie Brooks. Bat barrel. And Mike Piazza, Steve Yeager, 4 of 12. Dual patch auto. Box 9. Eddie Murray, 14/40. Felipe Alou, 2/3. Kirk Gibson, Robin Yount, Ricky Anderson, Barry Bonds, Carl King Jr., and Terry Pendleton, 4/12. And Juan Gonzalez, 24/35. And final box of the break. Box number 10. Good luck, everybody. Aaron Judge, 4/4. Juan Gonzalez, 14/20. Roberto Clemente, Harmon Killebrew, and Hank Aaron, 2/6. And Eddie Murray, 5/7. And that will do it, everybody. Thank you all so much for being part of the break, as always. Hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday. We'll get a hit recap going, and then we will take care of our randoms, of which we have quite a handful. Also a reminder that we do have more of this going up and running, so look forward to having y'all back in here sometime soon. We also have Spectacular Baseball, and they're going up. Glad to have some more of that in stock. All right, for the hits, Frank White, Dave Parker, Dusty Baker, Deion Sanders, Dale Murphy, Dave Winfield, Bo Jackson, A-Rod, Gary Sheffield, Dusty Baker, Edgar Martinez, Greg Maddux, Hubie Brooks, Bobby Bonilla, Eddie Murray, Felipe Alou, Aaron Judge, and Eddie Murray. Jim Rice, 1/1. Bat Knob. Johnny Bench, Mike Piazza, Manny Ramirez, Jeffrey Leonard, Juan Gonzalez, Ricky Henderson, Willie Randolph, Scott Rowland, Steve Garvey, Reggie Jackson, and Tony Gwynn. And headed to random.org. Dual autos, Steve Yeager, Mike Piazza, Roberto Clemente, Harmon Killebrew, Hank Aaron, Keith Hernandez, Dave Kingeman, and Don Baylor, Eddie Murray, Reggie Jackson, and Carl Yastrzemski, Johnny Bench, Dick Allen, Willie Stargell, and Bobby Mercer, Kirk Gibson, Robin Yount, Ricky Henderson, Barry Bonds, Carl King Jr., and Terry Pendleton, Thurman Munson, Willie Randolph, Chris Chambliss, Steve Garvey, Dusty Baker, and Steve Yeager, Mike Schmidt, Jim Thome, Bake McBride, Pat Burrell, Bobby Abreu, Juan Samuel, Pete Rose, and Dave Hollins. And 500 Home Run Club, 1/1. Manny Ramirez, Mike Schmidt, David Ortiz, Mickey Mantle, Willie McCovey, Frank Thomas, Fred Williams, Ernie Banks, Eddie Matthews, Mel Ott, Miguel Cabrera, Gary Sheffield, Eddie Murray, Barry Bonds, Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth, Albert Pujols, Alex Rodriguez, Willie Mays, Ken Griffey Jr., Jim Thome, Sammy Sosa, Frank Robinson, Mark McGwire, Harmon Killebrew, Rafael Palmeiro, and Reggie Jackson. Boom. All right. Alright, that will do it for us for today. Thank you all again. This has been BMC Collectibles Breaks. Look forward to having y'all back here sometime soon. And we're going to head over to random.org real quick and take care of all these. We have a few minutes to get these typed up. Alright, we've got Random the Door pulled up and good to go. Gotta roll some dice. Gotta figure out how to be out for us. We're gonna go 10 times on each random, starting off with Steve Yeager and Mike Piazza. That is 9 times. Final roll. Steve Yeager with the win. Congratulations. Brother Clemente, Harmon Killebrew, and Hank Aaron. That is 9 times. Final roll. Hank Aaron with the win. Congratulations. Keith Hernandez, Dave Kingman, and Don Baylor. Nine times. Final roll. Dave Kingman with the win. Congratulations. Eddie Murray, Reggie Jackson, and Carl Yastrzemski. Final roll. Carl Yastrzemski taking it home. Congratulations. Johnny Bench, Dick Allen, Billy Stargell, and Bobby Mercer. That's 9 times. Final roll. Bobby Mercer with the win. Congratulations. Kirk Gibson, Robin Young, Ricky Henderson, Barry Bonds, Carl King Jr., and Terry Pendleton. That is 9 times. Final roll. Carl King Jr. taking it home. Congratulations. Thurman Munson, Steve Garvey, Willie Randolph, Dusty Baker, Chris Chambliss, and Steve Yeager. Final roll. Thurman Munson with the win. Mike Schmidt, Jim Tomey, Bake McBride, Pat Burrell, Bobby Abreu, Juan Samuel, Pete Rose, and Dave Hollins. That is 9 times. Final roll. Bobby Abreu taking it home. And finally, Manny Ramirez, Mike Schmidt, David Ortiz, Mickey Mantle, William McCovey, Frank Thomas, Ed Williams, Ernie Banks, Eddie Matthews, Mel Ott, Miguel Cabrera, Gary Sheffield, Eddie Murray, Barry Bonds, Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth, Albert Pujols, Alex Rodriguez, Willie Mays, King Griffey Jr., Jim Tomey, Sammy Sosa, Frank Robinson, Mark McGuire, Harmon Killebrew, Rafael Palmeiro, and Reggie Jackson. 27 names in total. That is 9 times. Final roll. Ted Williams with the win. Congratulations on that. Alright, that is it for us for today. Thank y'all again. This has been BMC Collectibles Breaks. Look forward to having y'all back in here sometime soon. And until next, everybody, have a great rest of your Tuesday.